Things that you considered were wrong at once upon a time turns out to be right with your change in understanding. Madhya Marga does not mean that you are in physicality practicing your spirituality. But if you can't willfully relax in the face of thoughts and emotions, then you will have to do something about them. Accept it. So, how do you accept it? You have to understand why the tone changed in your heart.
Hello, beautiful souls. Namaste. Welcome back to Wow, the Words of Wisdom, which is a simple Sunday gathering organized by the very first international mega pyramid, Omega Pyramid, which is also in association with Pyramid Valley International, IFSS, PAIMA, and PMMA. We will be having live music meditation, and our live streaming, YouTube live streaming, is done by PMC USA. So I thank all the partners today and welcome all of you to this beautiful session, Words of Wisdom. This session is a space, we just all full week, we are so busy with so many things. And this Sunday, this weekend, we want to keep it very unique and special for utilizing the power of words. So, words hold the power to heal our hearts. Words hold the power to inspire our intellect, and words hold the power to awaken our souls. And when these words are spoken by enlightened masters who join our sessions, it'll actually give a lot of clarity. It'll help us to align ourselves with truth. It'll help us to see the truth, be in the truth, and connect to the oneness through the love. So the words from the masters will have immense power. So this is a platform where we can actually listen to a lot of enlightened masters. So I welcome all of you to this session. So today we are joined by someone whose life itself is a masterclass in integration. From being a corporate in the corporate boardroom to conscious retreats, from engineering to energy healing, she stands as a powerhouse of knowledge, a spiritual teacher, and the founder of great initiatives like Beyond Your Mind and Crystal Children Corner. So she has got so many top-notch award winner, and she is an amazing, charming speaker today. So please join me in welcoming Saroja Gullapalli, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Namaste. Welcome to the session.
Yeah, namaste, Ma. It really feels good. For a minute, I was wondering who are you talking about, but now that I'm in the spotlight, I think it must be me. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you so much for coming on to this session, ma'am. I know it's very late for you and you have taken out time and your readiness is really loving. Thank you so much. So, ma'am, today we will have a conversation on the topic called integrating physical and spiritual life. Wow, sessions are actually a continuity of infinity. So last time, in the last year, you were a speaker in the Infinity session where we talked about your spiritual journey. And in that session, you gave out so many, secrets which were hidden in your childhood, right from your childhood to your, building the organizations and all. It was such a beautiful journey to hear, and it's really inspiring. I keep listening to it because your energy, your way of working, it really inspires. So, ma'am,
Thank you, Ma.
today's topic being the integration of physical and spiritual life. You have walked this incredible path from the structured world, very objective, logical, engineering, corporate leadership, to the realm of this spiritual guidance, which is very fluid. So, can you tell us, was there a moment where you paused and just thought like, wait, there's something more than this physical world that I need to do? So is there any moment like that where you felt you're done with the physicality of the life and you want to get into this spiritual path?
That wow moment for me was not planned at all. I think now looking back, we all understand we have a blueprint, we have a divine plan, and we put those moments all along in our divine plan. If one moment doesn't work, then there's a second one waiting along the line. If second doesn't work, third will catch you. But I know there are many lives where we still keep ignoring all that, and then we come back and do it all again. But I'm so fortunate that at least in this lifetime, I've taken those reminders very seriously. So yes, my reminder came in 2002. My moment really came unannounced. It wasn't like there was any big story going on which made me enter into this wow moment. It just happened with absolutely no announcement, no tam and just, on one fine afternoon, as I always say in a Chicago meeting room, that transformation came into me. And absolutely, now looking back, I know I was the one who placed it there, but it came like with no big announcement. So that moment did not stop my physical life. Of course, I've still continued all the physicality I've been doing, but with a spiritual understanding.
Wonderful, ma'am. So, usually, ma'am, we usually compartmentalize our life, for like we work somewhere, we have the family somewhere else, and we have our own personal life somewhere, and we keep this spirituality to the weekends, like getting into sessions on Sundays and retreats like this. So, we compartmentalize our life. But whereas you are talking about integrating all of this and being in line. So, what exactly do you mean by integrating physical and spiritual life? Can these two go harmoniously together?
Yeah. Prithvi, this journey is a long journey. We think we understand many things even after we step onto this path. But there is no stopping. Every day you realize the truth in a different form, in a more magnanimous form, in a more expanded form. That's what the beauty of this journey is. It never stops. I can't say that I've been on this path since 2002, so I've become a pro or a veteran. And I know, as long as this my soul cycle keeps continuing, this will keep expanding. And in this journey of expansion, the truth has come in so many different forms into my life. And that I always keep saying to my near and dear, truth is never one. People all say truth has to be just the one. No, it will never be the one. Because as you develop, your truth develops too. And that's the biggest fact that you learn in spirituality. Things that you considered were wrong at once upon a time turns out to be right with your change in understanding. And that's what this whole story is about. We have defined spirituality in various ways. When from the moment we have stepped onto this journey, we thought spirituality is this, spirituality is that. But honestly, as you start moving down this lane, you understand the spirituality is so simple. And today, that's what I wanted to talk about here, about integrating your physical and spiritual life. Why that topic I'm saying is because I see many of my peers in this Sajjan Satsanga in so many groups. They say it's a Madhya Marga. Madhya Marga means you're leading your physical life as well as spiritual life. And that really hurts me to hear that they're still considering that as two different lives. Really, when you start looking at that, they're not two different things. They are one and the same. Madhya Marga does not mean that you are in physicality practicing your spirituality. No. Madhya Marga means that it's both one and you have realized that. That's what Madhya Marga means. I know this misunderstanding is with so many people. I'm leading a family life, but I've got a spiritual life too. And people have and are keeping their spiritual and physical life separate. And they say, okay, in my physical life, I do all these things because I have to do it for the society. I have to do it for the family. I have to do it for my extended family. But then in my heart, in my spiritual life, I know these are all the truth. And today, what I want to say is it's not that difficult that we have to keep them separate. We have made it complicated. That's why we have to keep it separate. The reason we had to keep it separate was, I'm now talking from just a layman, laywoman, layperson's perspective. The reason people keep their physicality and spirituality separate is because they find it very hard to explain those concepts in spirituality to a common layman, and they think it's too difficult. So let's not talk about it. They won't understand. we have made spirituality so complex that we think we can't pass it down to a common man. And today, what I want to talk about here is spirituality is not complex. Spirituality is about heart, and everyone has a heart, whether he's a common man or whether he's a spiritual person. So, if it is the game of hearts, then where is the separation? So, learning to make peace with your heart, it is the major step towards extricating yourself from the human predicament which we all find ourselves in. So what is the human predicament? And today, Prithvi, I wanted to just talk about that human predicament. We don't even think about these things. And the beauty is, the more you get into spirituality, it should become simple. It shouldn't become complicated. If it has become simple, that means you're on the right path. But if it's becoming complicated, then each one of us should check and balance. Am I really progressing on the right path, or have I gone down the side lane? The reason I'm telling all this is the human predicament that I'm talking about is so simple. Everyone has this human predicament. And what this predicament is, if we can all feel this space, which we call heart, there is a big energy space here, and we all feel something here. We all feel something. Now, what we feel may be different from person to person, but we all feel something here. And when what we feel here is not feeling right, that is when we start doing things out in the external world. I know I'm throwing something totally different. Many of us would not even thought about it. And this is the path which is leading to spirituality. So every human being, whether he's on the spiritual path or not on the spiritual path, he feels something here in the heart space. And it's all about, do you feel okay with it or you don't feel okay with it? If you're really feeling, everything is okay, then there is nothing to do outside. But if you feel something is not okay here, that is where you get into the doing mode. And what is that doing mode? You want to fix the outside to make this space okay. And that is where the whole humanity is running around. So, what is happening in this world is, whenever a person doesn't feel good here, because he does not understand what to do, he thinks that you can change the outside world, and by changing the outside world, you can make this space okay. And this predicament of making this okay has caused the whole confusion. And today, I wanted to talk about this heart space, which is the basis of all the confusion for humanity. And for that, this predicament, the biggest answer is you have to make peace with your heart. So, when we talk about spirituality, spirituality is not about how many hours we sit in a room and meditate. Spirituality is bringing all that knowledge into your daily life. If you cannot bring all that knowledge into your daily life, no matter where you are, whether in Himalayas or sitting in the room, it's not Madhya Marga. Madhya Margam is Dhyanam, meditation is your training ground. You're closing your eyes and you're training yourself to bring all that knowledge and wisdom, so that with that, when you jump into the eyes open world, you can apply all that. So here we have to understand what spirituality is. Spirituality is not about changing the objects around you. Spirituality is about accepting the objects just the way they are without getting sucked into it. The important part of spirituality is you have to feel at peace with what? With your mind and with your heart, whatever they are doing. If your mind is jumping here and there, are you at peace with that? If your heart is pumping at a pace, are you with peace at that? And if you're not peace with your mind and heart, that is where the whole question arises. So spirituality is about feeling at peace with what your heart and mind is saying. And when you're totally comfortable with everything that can come from your mind and heart, they'll stop creating any disturbances, right? People often ask, what whether the mind will still keep talking if you are at peace. If I say I'm at peace with my mind, then they ask, oh, does that mean your mind is empty? The mind will not talk? The mind is talking because you're not okay with it. Whatever is there in the mind, if you're okay with it, there's no problem, isn't it? So if you're getting too many thoughts, but you're saying, oh, I'm okay with that, the mind will not talk. The mind is talking because we are saying we are not okay. So the mind is trying hard to make that okay. And it's trying to figure out how to be okay by getting things the way you want. This is such a powerful statement. Your mind is trying to do everything by trying to come up with ideas that you can fix outside so that you can become inside okay. But once you're okay in there, there is much less to talk about. See, when you're in the presence of someone you love or you're making love, you don't think about how to find love because you're already in love. I mean, this is the best example we can say. You are experiencing the beauty of love, so you don't think about love. Likewise, when you are okay in there, when you're okay with whatever is there in your heart, you will not be thinking about how to make it okay. You'll be just relaxing into the quiet state of peaceful well being. And this requires that you be okay with your thoughts and emotions. People say you should have an empty mind. No, there is so much going on around, there is so much stimulation. Obviously, you will have thoughts. If you have thoughts, you will have emotions. So, spirituality is not about killing your thoughts and emotions. Spirituality is whatever is coming in. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Relaxing in their presence, that is a good start of being okay. But if you can't willfully relax in the face of thoughts and emotions, then you will have to do something about them. And what we all do, we get pulled down into them, and then we attempt to do something to fix that, what is bothering us. So the most important thing is learning to make peace with your heart is the major step for the human predicament. And what was that predicament? I said, everyone is suffering because they feel they're not feeling okay here. You know, all the wars, the quarrels, the jealousy, the hatred, why they are being caused in humanity? Because people are not finding here okay. If it was okay here, there would nothing be happening outside. So the whole human history has happened till now because people haven't felt okay here. So what is spirituality? Spiritual growth is about fixing the heart. And how do you fix the heart? Return it back to a state of well being. So it should be so clear that the problem is not outside in the world. The problem is our inability to handle our heart's full expression of the world. Heart is like an orchestra. I was just talking, I'm running a program called Sakshi in Telugu. And that's what I was telling in my 35th episode last week, that heart is like an orchestra. It's got beautiful notes. One note is happiness, the other note, extreme note, is sadness. But you're only happy to accept one note and you're not happy to accept the other note. How is it possible? That is where the spiritual immaturity is. The physicality is when you're not able to accept all the notes. And what is spirituality? That you are able to accept every note of that beautiful instrument called heart, saying it's okay. I like it. Because heart is the expression of the outside world. And why wouldn't you want all the expression of this beautiful world when you have come into this world to enjoy and experience the world? If physically you're able to experience the world and their moments, then emotionally you should be able to accept full expression of your heart, which is the expression of the world. So learning to handle this expression, that is the essence of spiritual growth. And where does the borderline comes between spirituality and physicality is, Prithvi? When we are just in the physical aspect, we only want to accept a few notes. I will accept happiness. I will accept peace. I will accept my daughter getting married. I'll accept that. But I'm very difficult for me to accept because hatred is not good, anger is not good, jealousy is not good. Who said it's not good? If you have heard me talking Untold Story of Sita, Dena Mariam's Madam's book, Sita Mata says, you have come as a human being. Obviously, you will have emotion. Even though I'm an avatara, once I take a human form, I will go through the whole orchestra of emotions. When an avatara can say that, who are you and I to say that I'm only going to accept part of the emotion? So, where does the difference lie between spirituality and physicality? Physicality, we're suppressing half of the beautiful notes of this amazing instrument called heart, Whereas spirituality, you learn to accept, you learn to understand and enjoy this beautiful instrument. We have never understood spirituality from the heart perspective. But in this human body, to the extent that we can go is heart chakra. We can experience Muladhara, we can experience Swadhisthana, we can experience Manipuraka, and ultimately you come to the bridge between the human chakras and the divine chakras, and the bridge is Anahata. So if you can reach till Anahata, the purpose of a human life you have met. But coming till this point is so difficult because people don't understand this beautiful instrument called heart. There is an orchestra, there is a kacheri that's going on. But you are picking, I will only accept Kamboji Ragam, but I won't accept the other raga because it's too painful. It doesn't happen like that. We came to this plane to understand and experience every beautiful thing, sorrow, happiness, sadness. How can you pick, choose, and reject the other things? It's not possible. You know, Prithvi, I give this beautiful example to everybody so that they understand it better. When we were in the other plane and we had never come to this beautiful realm called Earth, we came with our teachers. You know, our guides always help us with a group, like a school teacher, you know, children going on an excursion with school teacher. We all went on an excursion with our guides. They said, come on, we will take you through the universe. We went to every planet, you know. Some didn't have water, some didn't have this, some were dry, some were red, some were green, some were blue. And then we saw this beautiful planet. Oh my God, what is that? So many colors, so many beings. What the hell is that? What is that flowing? What is this? So much enthusiasm as light beings looking at our planet. And you know what our guide said? That planet is called Earth. And that's a beautiful planet. And we all said we want to go there, experience this. No, 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 you can't. For that, you need a special space suit. Because if you want to experience that, then you will need a space suit to experience, touch, and feel all those beautiful colors, all those beautiful things. And we all said, teacher, can we please have the space suit? Said, sorry, we got only 100 space suit, but there are a million people who's going to get it. Teacher me, teacher me, teacher me. Okay, prove, prove to us that you are worth of this spacesuit. We all proved that we are worthy of this spacesuit because we wanted to come down. Such a beautiful planet. And you, me, and all of us, we were in this queue and we got those spacesuits, which is called this body. We came down to play with everything, with everything. But after having come down, are we playing? No. Something is good, something is bad. Back there, that wasn't the plan. We want to experience everything. Experience. Life is experience. And how do you experience? Through this beautiful spacesuit called body. Do you know how difficult it was to get this spacesuit? And this spacesuit is amazing because your soul cannot feel anything if you didn't have this spacesuit. So the process is so beautiful, Prithvi. All this external experience can only come to you through your five sensory organs. And where are these five sensory organs housed? In this beautiful spacesuit. You think this body is for heart, for kidney, for stomach? No. The prime purpose of this body was to house these five sensory organs. Rest of the organs are only a bonus to extend the life of this spacesuit. Our purpose was go to the planet Earth, experience and come back. For experiencing, you only need Panchendriya. And where do they house? Where do they house those Panchendriya? Such a beautiful suit. So, why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story is because whatever information is coming in through Panchendriyas, where can we see it? It's a beautiful screen inside, which is called mind. Our mind is nothing but a screen where we are able to see whatever is going external on that because your soul cannot see anything outside. It does not have the capability on in this three dimension without this panchendriya to process. So look at the structure of mind and whatever happens on the mind, where do you feel? You feel in this heart. Why do you have to feel? Because that is the difference. That's a special thing of being a human being. If you didn't want experience, imagine if you came on this planet Earth and there was no anubhuti, there was no feeling. You would look at a cow and say, okay. You look at a butterfly, you say, okay. You look at a peacock, say, okay. Everything is only okay. There is no emotional experience. Emotion is an orchestra that's being played in our life. And what we are doing as a human being, we don't want this. Don't want that. So when I talk about integrating your physicality and spirituality, the simple answer is accept all the notes of your heart. And people don't even talk about it. Even spiritual masters don't talk about it. They talk about third eye. They talk about 24 hours Akhanda Dhyana. People talk about this, which, even if you don't do, it's okay. I'm not saying don't do it. But understand why you have come here. You have come here to accept and enjoy. How will you accept and enjoy? By this beautiful gift called heart. That is why Anahata Chakra is a bridge to your physicality and your divinity. What's your divinity? Your upper chakras, your Vishuddha Chakra, your Agya Chakra, your Sahasrara Chakra. They are always open. We don't have to do any effort. What is not open and what you have to work is the bottom three chakras. And when you work on that, what's the bridge? Bridge is your Anahata Chakra. So in spiritual realm, if somebody has stepped onto spiritual path, if they don't understand the heart chakra, absolutely we have to come again and again. Why? Because we all know, I always talk about ascension. What is ascension? Going in, moving on from third dimension to higher dimension. Why most of the humanity is not able to progress? As I always say, this is my favorite topic, because we can't feel the heart. What is happening in the heart? This is the place where you can feel the unconditional universal love. This is the house of love and joy. And unless you can feel the complete orchestra of that heart, there is no way of ascending. We think doing something will ascend us. We don't have to do anything special. Just understand this beautiful instrument called spacesuit human body and this lovely heart orchestra that's being played. Just experience all the notes. And when you start experiencing all the notes, that is what is integrating physicality and spirituality. If you tell this definition to a common man, he won't say, oh, spirituality is difficult. He will say, is that it? I can come on spiritual path. That is very easy. So what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to explain spirituality in a manner to this world where everyone feels that, yes, I can understand. Yes, this makes sense. If we keep it so complicated that people are running away from spirituality because it's too difficult. What is difficult? Your life is difficult. Your heart is difficult. Your mind is difficult. You are housing all that within yourself with no understanding. And when I learned about heart, I thought how beautiful it is, how stupid we are that we have closed and shut our eyes to part of this instrument. So, see, Prithvi, we have done it for lives together. This heart was given to us for such a special purpose to experience everything. And what we have done, we have only accepted part of it. And the other part, you know what we are doing? Suppressing. And you know what happens to the other part that we suppress, Prithvi? They become our samskaras. They become blockages. You know how many inner child healing sessions I do every year to clear the blockages? Forget about the old blockages. Every day we add new blockages, new samskaras. My sincere request is, at least if we can't clear the previous blockages, please do not add more blockages, because our whole life is being screwed. Sorry for my French, but our whole life is really being distracted by the samskaras that we are gathering on a minute by minute basis. And what are these samskaras? Exactly what I said. I don't like that. I don't like this note. I don't like that note. Why? Why not? Give it a try. You didn't like kakarkai karela at once upon a time. I didn't like karela. My mother did nice filling with besan. I love it. And right from the childhood, I've been giving to my children. So every note has a beauty. Then who are we to reject? And as a result, humanity is facing. We have developed so many samskaras that our whole life has been skewed. And that is why, because of the samskaras, we have two lives. One life that samskaras lead, which is called physicality, and the other life when we close our eyes and hide from samskaras in dhyana. How long are we going to hide? How many years are we going to hide? Someday we have to open our eyes and face our samskaras. Because till we face our samskaras, this soul cycle is not going to finish, no matter what we do. We are running away from the experiences that we came here. We stood in the queue to get a spacesuit, and we are not even using our spacesuit properly. I think we should have given it to another astronaut. They should have used it. So this is really the thirst of knowledge I have. And I keep telling everyone, spirituality is not difficult. Spirituality is only about understanding your heart and accepting every note, because every note is beautiful. So that is what this whole topic is about, Prithvi. So if you really look at all these emotions, feeling of loss or feeling of fear or feeling of anger that comes up in your heart, honestly, these are the objects that you, who is sitting inside the spacesuit, which it called Chetana, consciousness, or self, we're just watching all this. They cannot harm us. They cannot harm us till what point? Till you resist them, which we all are doing. Resisting, I don't want it. If you really did not resist and if you accepted them, they would have made you richer because you experienced them. Every experience makes you a greater person if you don't resist it and you come to peace with the expression of the whole heart. And little by little, you learn to accept that emotions are a reality of life. They will come and go if you let them. And this is what is spiritual evolution. Just as our bodies have evolved through eons, through centuries. How? Different experience. If it was too hot, then we got exposed to the heat and our bodies became strong. If it was cold, we tried to expose ourselves. So how do you become strong body? Slowly, by exposing and accepting. Similarly, our souls evolve through the fires of our inner experience. It's not that a great being does not have emotions. People say, if you're a great spiritual master, you don't have emotions. No, that's wrong. Sita Mata, I keep on telling Sita Mata's example. Sita Mata, when she took the form of Sita, she herself said, in human form, it means it is emotions. We come to human form for emotions. So it's not like that a great being does not have emotions. What it is they are at peace with their emotions. They don't find anything wrong with their emotions. They can handle all the changes that heart goes through. So many changes are happening. 1 second, your child got a medal. Oh my God, my heart is going to burst because my child stood first. Next minute, somebody died in the family. Sorrow. See, this is a beautiful orchestra. And your heart orchestra music is changing every second. Every second. Yes, if someone dies, you will feel sadness. If you have cared for some person, you will feel sad. But that is your heart expressing. It's expressing itself in harmony with what's happening. That's what you were given heart for. Your heart was to reflect whatever the situations are, and that's exactly what it's doing. It's like an instrument, isn't it? You play the instrument, you get different notes. Similarly, situations change outside, your heart is playing a symphony. So why don't we realize that? Eventually we will realize that the emotion itself is not the problem. We're all trying to run away from emotions. Emotions are not the problem. The problem is we are not able to handle the emotions, Prithvi. So spirituality is about learning to thank our heart for the beautiful expression it is creating within us. Unfortunately, it takes time to find all of these things. There are vibrations. Every emotion is a vibration. There are vibrations our heart is capable of making that we can happily experience. And there are some vibrations that we have not evolved enough to accept. And so we resist it. So, what is evolution? Spiritual evolution is nothing but trying to get used to one emotion after another and say, yes, I can handle this. Yes, I can handle this. Yes, I can handle this, till you learn to handle every emotional expression. So just like you resist the world when it's not how you want, like somebody has not given you good food, so you don't want it. You don't want it. Physically, that's what you do. Similarly, we are resisting our heart when we are not comfortable with the emotions that it's creating. But as we expand and grow spiritually, what happens then, Prithvi? Our range of comfort with the outside world will slowly start becoming wider and wider and wider, and it will allow us to handle more of the moments that are passing in front of us. Sad moment comes, okay, the heart cries, that's all right. Yes, it has come, I can handle that. Now your acceptable range grows more and more. That's how the heart is, like how the physical body says, I can handle this, I can handle that. Similarly, our soul starts saying, I'm okay with this expression of the heart, that expression of the heart. So as you grow spiritually, we honor our day to day experience and we start becoming comfortable with our heart. So, this is the main important aspect of how we bridge the gap between physicality and spirituality. Everyone wants to improve the experience of their life, Prithvi. Like if you ask anybody in this world, everyone wants to have a better life. That's what human beings are, make it better, make it better. Physical or spiritual, it's all the story is about how to make your life better. So everyone wants to improve their experience of life. People are looking for more joy. They want more love. See, everyone wants that. Why we are not okay? Because we are not able to feel that joy, feel that love, feel the inspiration. And the question is, you don't understand, but all you understand is, I'm not feeling good. And the question is, how to make it good, how to achieve this. So what we do, we ask people, if you really start asking people, you're not feeling it. Oh, I know why I'm not feeling good inside, because I don't have this, because I don't have that. Ask them to make a list, the list, because I don't have a house, because I don't have a car, I don't have a dog, I don't have children. People are thinking that that list will make here okay. Now, the question is, for example, if you think getting married will make your life okay and heart okay, will it really make it okay? That is the question. That is the question, biggest question. If you examine the wish list closely, you will see that that's not what you really want. Even though you can have it all, sometimes having it all creates more stress and worry, and you become a miserable person. If you're asking for a job, high paying job, you may get a high paying job, but the stress, the worry that comes with it, all that peace gone again. So what you want as a human being, which human beings are not realizing, is you want happiness, you want joy, you want a sense of total well-being. Everyone wants to be in a constant inner state of love, beauty, inspiration. That's what everyone wants to experience. Then why don't you ask for that? Why do you say, I want a high paying job, I want this? Because that's not what you want. You are asking for that, hoping that that will bring joy and happiness here. Why can't you ask, this is what I want? You don't have to go down that path to come here. And this is the mistake the whole humanity, majority are doing. So what we did, what the biggest mistake that is happening, mistake is we all learn through our mistakes. And that's when we realize. So what we all did was allow our strongest past experience to define what we think will make us feel happy. So how do you know, Prithvi, what will make you happy? I know, if I go to Hawaii, I'll be happy. How do you know that? Your past experience. Everyone has a list of past experiences. Some experiences made them happy, and some experiences made them sad. And they have made a Bible for themselves. Your Bible is different to mine. If I look at your Bible, you'll say, I hate Hawaii because you go to Hawaii, it rains all the time. In my Bible, Hawaii is the best place because that's where I met my partner, and it rings a bell. There is a violin. There is so same place, Hawaii, but it rings different bell to you, and my bells are different. So the question is, it doesn't work that way. Your strongest past experience cannot define your life. It is not. There are plenty of people who have started writing down their list and they are not happy. They are not happy and they still want more and more and more and more. And entire life we have been doing this. If I get this, I'll be happy. But what we really want is love and joy. And where do you get it? You get it here. And that's why each of us have to really think, what is the real thing I'm looking at? But one day, eventually, everyone wakes up. We realize what we want is love. Love, not that love, that someone loves you or you are loving somebody. No, it's not a love that is dependent or subjected to somebody. It's not dependent on anyone. It is a love which comes by itself. It's a fountain of love, and we all know what that name is, unconditional love. And we struggle because a moment here and there when you can get that unconditional love, that moment's experience lasts for such a long time. But many people think if love is not dependent on my husband or wife, then what will happen to my relationship? Nothing will happen. We have understood love meaning totally wrong. That's why nothing will have to happen to our meaningful relationship. With unconditional love, which is not dependent on anyone, relationships will become more beautiful and they can last forever. But because we don't have experience, we don't know. The kind of relationships we have are samskara based. What are samskara? Our past experience based. They are, yeah, they're all conditional. And that's the problem we have. So instead of trying to get the world to match our samskaras, because my samskara says Hawaii is good, so I keep on pestering my husband, when are we going to Hawaii? When are we going to Hawaii? So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get my outside world match my samskaras. Because my samskaras, my past experience says Hawaii is good. I will manipulate my husband and the whole world so that I have a trip to Hawaii. This is exactly how we are working with this external world. Instead of working on our blockages, we are trying to manipulate this world. And this understanding, this is the secret of real spiritual growth. And when you understand that how we are failing to understand to work with this samskara, that is the real paradigm shift. And that's where you bridge the gap between the physical life and the spiritual life, because they're not different. If you don't have samskaras, nothing will be blocking your inner energy flow. You will always feel love, joy, inspiration all the time because nothing is blocking. There is no samskaras. If you are willing to experience the moment that's unfolding in front of you every minute, you will have the opportunity to be inspired by anything and everything. Even if a dog comes and wags its tail, oh my God, joy, love. Yes, that is possible. The simple fact that things exist, that's enough for you to go in that mode. So honestly, Prithvi, how many choices do we have? Once you understand the secret, you only have two choices. Either you devote all your life to manipulate by manipulating or getting this world, whatever you want to match your samskaras. That's one choice. All lives we have been doing only this, trying to change people, trying to change. I want this, I want that, I want this, to match your inner samskaras, inner beliefs. Or what is the second choice? Devote your life to let go of these samskaras. These are the only two choices. We have been doing the first thing all along. At least let's give a try to devote our life to let go of the samskaras. If we choose the later, letting go of the samskaras, then you don't end up with two worlds. There is no physical life and spiritual life. They both are one. If you're working, if you're in a meditation, if you're in a retreat, if you're taking out the garbage, sweeping the floor, driving, showering, they're all the same. The same thing is going on in all your activities. Every moment you're letting go of your samskaras. It's so beneficial to be letting go of your samskaras at each stage. You're going to feel lighter and lighter and lighter. Doesn't matter what you're doing, picking up groceries, driving your kids to the school. You can keep doing this every minute, every single moment of your life. You will either naturally enjoy what it is, and if you're not enjoying, understand you have samskaras that's blocking, let it go. So every minute of your life, you can keep doing two things, either enjoy or letting go of what's keeping you from enjoying what it is. If you let go of the wants and the fears that are limiting you, you'll always be okay. So letting go of yourself instead of serving yourself. What is serving? You're serving your samskaras all the time because you're not okay here. Why you're not okay? Because of your samskaras. So when you start letting go of your samskaras, that's the real paradigm shift. And this is how you integrate your worldly and your spiritual life. So, Prithvi, this is what I really wanted to share. We think spiritual life, physical life, no, they're not different. If you can accept and start enjoying your heart without blocking, don't stop blocking your experiences. It's only one life. Your physical life is the spiritual life, and your spiritual life is physical life. Thank
Absolutely
you, my dear.
beautiful. Just So rightly, and I'm amazed to the way that you are explaining in just one flow with so much of passion towards the subject. Ma'am, my question here is, you hit the point right where you said we are not accepting things as they are, all kinds of emotions. That is what is causing this imbalance in this physical and spiritual life. That's exactly what Buddha says in Vipassana, that we have craving for pleasant experiences and we have raga for unpleasant experiences. And that ignorance is because of we think that everything is permanent. We don't know the law of impermanence. So we are living in that ignorance that is leading to non acceptance. And Buddha says that deep acceptance and love are same. There's no difference between
Yes,
them. So you
yes,
have
you're
hit the
100% right,
point
Amma.
so
When you
right.
start accepting, there is no blockage. Blockage to what? I want this to be understood very well. What is blockage? Blockage to your Shakti. Your Shakti is always flowing. You are the one who is putting rocks in that path and saying, oh my God, I'm having pain. This is so heavy. You are the one who is doing it. Take the rock off. Take the block off. Look at the Shakti that flows inside. So, Prithvi, who is to blame? We are doing all the damage and saying our life is so difficult. Make it easy. It's in our hands. And you think it's difficult? See, I call it simple because it's doable. On Beyond Your Mind Foundation, 500 of us are doing sadhana on this path. I'm not the only one. Everyone, and I don't know how many are there already here on the participants list, because whatever I'm saying, we are practicing, and this is practiceable. We are able to practice because we understood what the trick behind is, what secret behind. Once you know the secret, it is very easy. So what is the secret? Array, accept everything, yeah, no problem. How is it, madam? It's not easy. It is easy. It is easy. Go and sit on your witness chair. You've been given a big simhasan for witness. Sit there. But time and again you fall down. Doesn't matter. Get up again, crawl up and sit there. Okay, I like that music. I like this music. Don't become that music. You have come here with this space suit. Don't become the space suit. What we are doing, Prithvi, is we are becoming one with the space suit. I am the skin. I am the heart. No, you are the one sitting on the simhasan, watching all this beautiful spacesuit parts. So I tell all my Sajjan Satsanga, go and sit on the Sakshi Simhasan. From there, let's watch. Yes, we fall down. Yes, we fall down. That is how we learn. But we crawl back and sit there. Yes, I'm going to accept hatred. I'm going to accept suffering. And Prithvi, sadhana does help. And when you do sadhana in a group, all the more good.
So, ma'am, now that you know Omega Pyramid is coming up in Dallas, so
I
with
had the privilege to sit in that on that land and meditate with Sri Hari sir and a lot of people when I was in Dallas last year. So yes, I was blessed to be on that ground. Thank you, Amma.
So, ma'am, any suggestions about manifesting and managing this Omega project? It's such a mega project. It needs a lot of planning, lot of efforts, lot of work needed. So, do you have any suggestions for this project, ma'am?
Yeah, I have one major suggestion. What suggestion I would give is whatever group energies that you are putting in there, it matters a lot. 1% and group energy. There is remarkable difference. You can feel it. You can feel it. I don't have to say it. So when I was there last time, we did a meditation of love just on that land. And I had amazing visions there when I was sitting there, and I did share with a lot of people. I can't remember every person who was there that day. One thing that has come very clear is everyone has to really generate that universal love within your heart when you sit and meditate on that land. That pyramid that's coming up, it's coming up from the energies of love. That was very, very clear last time when we meditated on that ground. To the point that even we could see the signs of love there on that land. Um, so when you are saying manifestation, the manifestation seed has already happened. Astrally, that pyramid is already there. Obviously, physically, it is going to come. There is nothing can stop. Anything in astral has to come physical. But what can we do in between? What we can do is generate lot of love. There is nothing impossible in this world if it's done with love. So my suggestion is whenever you people get together and when you meditate, just visualize that you're all connected with the pyramid, with the energy and waves of universal love. And you will see that the project will be progressing at much higher speed because the energy and the frequency of love is right up there. We human beings can't even imagine. So whenever you think about this pyramid, whenever you meditate, I would say bring a lot of love and connect all your hearts in a circle with the love energy. This is the biggest and the least I can say about that Omega pyramid. It's a pyramid of love.
Somewhere we fall into the trap of being in spiritual life and forget to live our life to the fullest. So my question here, like I actually used to do this. So when I was into meditation, slowly when I face some kind of struggles or ups and downs in life, I immediately go to a place where I just sit into meditation. So somewhere it happened as a habit, and I took it as a hiding space for myself.
We all do,
So
Nikhil.
yeah, I'll do that. So how one has to overcome and get that that dare to face the challenges in life or emotions ups and downs in life, and what is that
Very,
one thing which we need to keep in our mind while we are doing sadhana? So that
yeah.
would be helpful
Yeah.
for everyone.
A very good question. Actually, I'm doing a Sakshi series in Telugu, and it is 37th episode. And the story is going on and on and on and on and on because the subject is so beautiful. That's what it is. And today, that's what we are discussing. And I purposely picked this up and I was trying to summarize in the time that was given to me. I know I rushed the topic quite a lot, but hopefully the message has gone through. But to answer your question, Nikhil, when something happens and like a challenge, we're talking about challenge, isn't it? If something good would happen, we wouldn't even blink an eye,
Yes.
isn't it? It's only when
Yes.
a challenge comes into our life that's when we say, oh my God, I have to go and do my meditation. So when a challenge comes, what is the first signal that happens? The first signal happens in our heart. Our heart will tell you that things are not okay. So where is the barometer? The barometer is in our heart that is clearly telling that you're not okay with this note from the instrument. That is your first thing. I am developing and I'm practicing with the group of people that I do is to observe your heart. Everyone has to make friends with your heart. Otherwise, this is not easy because we don't even listen to our heart. It's like after a long gap, we realize, oh, that's what happened. No. So for this, the first step is awareness. We all have to start leading a life of awareness. What does that mean? Awareness means be aware of your own self, be aware of your heart. What is happening in your heart? Check every second, it's worth it. Check every second, then you get into the habit. Otherwise, one fine day you want to be check your heart, it doesn't happen like that. Every now and then check your heart. How am I feeling here? How am I feeling here? How am I feeling here? If it is going okay, the answer will be don't bother, mate. So then you don't bother. But when it's not going well, you will immediately know there will be some kind of a cringe in your heart. Your heart will just withdraw. So what is happening there? Whatever note is playing is not, we are not experiencing it well. So now we call it a challenge. So the physical word that we give is challenge. So for 1 second, forget the story. We all like to go in the story. The problem with humanity is we don't focus on our heart, we focus on the story. If, for example, I'm just have to give you an example. If I had a problem with my husband, not that I have any, but this is only an example. So if I had a problem with my husband, and if he comes and stands in front of me, my heart will cringe because I'm not happy seeing my husband, right? If I had a great relationship with my husband, if my husband was front of me, no problem because I'm enjoying that note. So it won't say problem, no red flag. But if I had problem with somebody and they stood, the red flag will start and your heart will start feeling uncomfortable. So uncomfortable is a small word, but there are so many emotions that are coming out which we are not comfortable. What we do, we don't focus on this. We try to fix the problem. How? By either driving away my husband or fighting with my husband or telling him don't come into my house. He is not the problem. The problem is here. So, what we human beings are doing, we are trying to deal with the outside world because we don't know how to deal with our heart. I am saying, turn it around. Turn it around. Forget the outside world. The even your husband, your wife, your children, everyone is part of outside world. When I talk, I tell them, you are the only you. Apart from you, everything is outside physical world. Your dog, your cat, your children, your husband, your wife, your parents, your outside physical world, everything is outside. Don't try to fix the outside world. If you have a problem, you have to fix it here, not the outside world. Each one of us is trying to fix the outside world. Something is not right, let's go and fight with this person. Oh, I'm not getting parking, let me go and fight with the parking manager. No, that is later, but first you fix. Okay, if you didn't get a parking slot, well, you're not happy. Okay, first work on this emotion. Accept it. So, how do you accept it? You have to understand why the tone changed in your heart, right? So, what you are trying to do, you are not accepting it. That is the main thing. If the tone is changing, means you are resisting it. Anything that you will resist, the beat will change of the heart, because heart knows that you're putting rocks there. Anything that we are resisting, we don't like, we put a rock in the path of energy flow. And the moment you put a rock in the path of energy flow, what will energy do? It has to find sideways, right? What would Ganga do if you put a dam on the path of Ganga? It has to find ways, isn't it? And sometimes even it breaks the dam if it is very powerful. Exactly, that's what is happening here. The energy, the chi, the shakti is flowing at full steam. What you are doing, you're putting rocks there. I don't like it, blockage. I don't like it, blockage. So, because of that, your energy is trying to find side paths, and that is why the change of emotion. What does change of emotion mean? Change of emotions means is your energy for paths is changing, and every path that changes turns into a different energy vibration, and it's called the emotion. So fix this first. First, find out why did you put a rock there? Because I didn't like it. Why? The biggest thing we need to understand is you cannot change the outside world. I know now this answer to this question can go for hours. I've been taking episodes for 35 episodes trying to tell people, but I will still try to tell you in one sentence is, Nikhil, we have no control on the outside world. And outside world includes all the people, everything. We have no control. How is it possible? Yes, because you chose to come onto this earth at this moment. Nobody asked you to come on, I'm talking Australian time, 13th of April, 11:12 p.m. You and I are on this Zoom. Nobody forced us. Sri Hari sir only sent me the invitation. I had the choice. But I choose this. Why? Because in my divine plan, I'm supposed to be here at this moment in the world. Now, if I start complaining, that, oh my God, I don't want to be here. Srihari sir, he has no common sense. Sorry, Srihari sir, only example. He has no common sense and he's just, no, you cannot change the outside world. You have chosen this divine moment to be in this world. So the answer is you cannot change the outside world. So what can you change? You can only accept. Why accept? Because you choose it. We all know we chose the moments on this plane. Then why are you complaining? Stop complaining. Release. Whenever you feel you're uptight with the blockage and samskaras, you have to relax and release. It's not that the two words that I'm telling, it's not easy. It is a practice that needs to go on, and we have been practicing for 35 weeks, Nikhil, believe me or not. The team has come a long way because my wisdom series sessions are not just lecture. It is a sadhana that we do every week. So every week I talk about a subject on this particular topic, and then the whole week we practice it together. So 35 weeks we have been practicing, all of us together, to understand that we cannot blame the outside world, no matter what tone comes up in this musical instrument. If it is uncomfortable, we have to become comfortable by relaxing and releasing. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. There are umpteen number of masters who learned the art, and we can do it too. And we have come a long way, Nikhil. And I have full faith that if we can do it, anyone can do it.
Wonderful, wonderful, ma'am. Actually, the example that you have taken as orchestra, different notes you are compared with the different emotions. So if we also consider a particular note is I don't like it, but if we are not mastering it, our music will not be improved. In the same way, if challenges are coming repeatedly in our life, it means that something is there to learn from that situation. So we have to face it
Yes,
and we have to learn it. And even I have
because we
faced
chose
such.
it, Nikhil. We chose it. When we chose it, that means we need that experience. How can we run away? You chose it and then you want to run away. And why then this spacesuit? You could have sat there, give the spacesuit to someone else. Here, we can't waste time with this spacesuit, right? Every moment is so precious. My God, remember, we got this, I don't know how many $1 billion spacesuit. We are lucky, man. Don't start now discriminating. This is a good moment, that's a bad moment. There is nothing good or bad. Every moment is amazing. If you feel like crying, cry a lot. It's such an amazing moment. Because even crying is amazing. If you hate somebody, hate them completely and say how amazing it is to hate. Because you came to learn. If you feel shy, feel shy and say how amazing it feels to feel shy. We don't know how to do that. That's why we can't experience our heart. And if we stop putting rocks here, and if you let the energy rise, then you will see what ascension is from third dimension to fifth dimension. That beautiful it is.
How do I know whether I'm resisting the emotion or letting go it? I need to know that
You,
thin difference.
I love it, Dana. This is a nice question. This is totally sadhana based question. I love it. Guys, if you have question, don't hesitate. I love answering questions because it makes me think. It makes me learn. It makes me grow along with you. So Dana, very good question. How do I know? When you are resisting, you will know the music that comes. See, when you are in love with somebody, what does your heart play? Beautiful music, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. So you enjoy that. But when you hate somebody, you know what music it is. Dang, dun, 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 dun. The music changes. You know the music, you know your heart. So the music is changing means samskaras. And you won't feel good. You know why Hitler fought the war? Because he was not feeling good. So what he did to feel good, he wants to do something outside. Why people fight? Because they are not feeling here in good. So they think if I fight with somebody, I can make it good. So if you're not feeling good, you alone can know. I won't know, Dana. You will know if you're not feeling good in your heart. So you know when samskaras are blocking because you won't feel good. Why? Because the energy has been blocked. You can feel it. The music is not playing properly. It's a different music. So what you do? That is an immediate thing. That's why I said be aware of your heart. Then you know the change immediately. When you know the change immediately, what's the advantage? You don't fall in the trap. What is the trap? The story behind this. Nobody is interested in the music. Everyone is interested in the story behind it. Never go to the story. My heart is like that because nobody cares because. Take out the language of because we don't need it. Just stop it. Yeah, my heart is not good. Let's fix it. So what can we do when you realize that is samskara? Then think, why did my music change? Ah, because that person said that thing. Okay, if that person says that thing, why should I feel bad? It hurt my ego. Because till that point, I used to think I was good at that. But now he's showing me that I'm not good. See, things come openly to us. If you're aware of your heart, you will realize how your belief systems are. The whole story is belief system, which is our samskaras. We have developed these belief systems based on our past experience. So we have forgotten about our past experiences and belief system. But when the music changes, it will remind you, you have this hidden belief system. Change it, man. Change it. I don't like bald people. Change it. I love bald people. Why? Why did you make a belief system? Because someday you had a bad experience with a bald man. He must have cheated you. Doesn't mean all bald people are alike or all people with hair are great. I'm giving you these examples because this is exactly our life samskaras are developed. My mother hit me when I ate sweet. So that means whenever I will eat sweet, people will get upset. And we develop this belief system. You know, I like wearing green saris. I'm giving you simple examples. I like wearing green. But last time, I wore green. Somebody said, Saroja, green color doesn't suit you well. And look at my heart crunched. Oh, I love green color, and now they're saying I don't like it. Next time I again wore it, same comment. Couple of repeated comments, we start believing, and that becomes our belief system. And someday somebody has to just raise the topic of green, and that's enough for you to fire up on them and say, what the hell do you know about green? What the hell do you know about me? Green and I go well. I mean, that woman didn't say anything, for God's sake. But whatever she said ignited your belief system, and your heart went inside. Who knows about it? Only you know, because only you can feel your heart. So be aware of this orchestra. If you are tuned with this orchestra, then trust me, you will know when the music changes, and when the music changes, that is your belief system. So stop looking who is to be blamed. Go inside. Why did my music change? What was that belief system that got triggered? Which belief system got triggered? Which samskara got triggered? And you alone can find that out and release yourself.